G'day, it's Pete here, and we're back for all the action from the World Championships. Today we're looking at the conclusion of the semi-finals. Who is going to make it to the final of the World Championship for Bridge? So I want to jump in, and the first match I want to look at is between Switzerland and USA 2. And Switzerland's up by a fair bit, but here we've got a auction which is the same at both tables. But I want to get to a point, and I want to ask you, what would you do? So the defenses start off pretty similar at both tables. Here, Moss led a club, but here Zimmerman led a diamond. But the play started relatively similar. So it went diamond to the ace, ace of clubs. They trumped a club. They played ace of spades. They then found out about the bad break in spades, and now they lead a club. At the other table, relatively similar. They started with a club, trumped a club, ace of spades, spade over to the king, and play a club. So what would you do at this spot? So here the ace and king of spades are gone. So our queen jack of spades are high, but would you trump in or would you discard here? And how do you actually work this out? So we've got the two top trumps. And if we don't trump, they're going to trump in. They're going to score their eight of spades. So we could potentially trump in and draw their trump, or we could potentially throw a loser away. Now, here I actually like discarding. So my thoughts here is if we trump in and draw a trump, yes, we stop them winning the eight of spades. But what's actually happening is they're actually generating an extra trick in the other hand, because the long trump in the other hand is now going to be a winner there. At the times that I'd be really keen to trump in is firstly if I thought they were going to do multiple trumps. The fact that this is the last trump in the north hand, rather than if you held back, if they were just going to keep cross-ruffing all the way, that would be a time where I'd be more inclined to trump in. Or if South was playing winners and I thought they were just going to keep playing winners at me, and that there was multiple of them. But here I actually like Moss's play of a diamond. At the other table, Zimmerman went for the other approach of trumping in and then drawing the trump. Now, with all the cards out, so when you actually do this, now you can actually make this contract from here. Whereas at the other table, what happened is they discarded a diamond and they got that spade ruff. But now when they start playing diamonds, they get a diamond over. They no longer get this diamond winner. And subsequently, the entries to the north hand basically get killed. So there's no more, like the dummy is now useless because the ace of hearts is in the wrong side. So at this spot, this is a spot where they trump in because the queen of diamonds is going to win. But not only that, they're also going to be playing a subsequent diamond winner if you don't trump in. So because there's multiple here, that's why I like to trump in at this spot rather than the previous time. And now you can just draw the trump. And at this stage, they're going to lose a club. And here, Switzerland goes one down in four spades and they make four spades at the other table. But I think it's a really interesting one about trying to choose when should you actually be trying to trump in? What are you actually trying to achieve? So here I actually like the play of discarding the diamond rather than trumping in immediately. The next board that I want to jump into is from the seniors. This is from the semi-final of USA versus USA. And here, there's just a very subtle difference in this board. So both tables had the same auction to two no trumps, and both tables led a club. One table made +2, and the other table went down. So here, it went club lead, and they won. And they played a spade to the queen and ace. And here, East finds a diamond shift. And at this stage, you're just down one in two no trumps. So they win the ace, they try and sneak a heart through, but the defense are on it, and they cash out their tricks, and they beat two no trumps. At the other table, it starts off similarly. They win the club, they play a spade up, and they continue a club. They don't find the killing diamond switch. And here, I want to really highlight why. So This really comes down to trick one. So here, let's look at the difference. So here it went low club and they put in the queen. And at this table, it went low club and they put in the 8. So what's the difference between these two? So here, from East's point of view, when the 8 of clubs wins, they know that North has the ace jack. There's no future in clubs here. So when they got in with the ace of spades, they can go, oh, there's the heart bit up here. They've got the ace jack of clubs. Let's not keep going there. Let's find somewhere else to get our tricks. So let's try for diamonds there. They also know that declarer's got 5 hearts. They've also got 3 clubs. So they know their partner's got some length in diamonds. At the other table, from this point of view, when it goes low club and the queen wins, at this stage, you don't know where the jack is. Yes, you know declarer's got the ace of clubs, but if your partner's got the jack of clubs, you can actually set up a club here. So the fact that the declarer at this table played the higher one, it actually revealed less about declarer's hand and made it harder for the defense to find the killing switch. So often when you've got sort of these equal plays where you've got queen, jack, 10, you don't mind if the king beats the queen because then your jack 10's high. Playing the higher one actually makes it harder for the defense to work out what to do. So when you're declarer, often you want to be sort of playing the higher of equal cards more often than not because it won't pinpoint the location of the suit. So here, just that very subtle difference, it just looks like you've got 2 club tricks on this no matter what. But when you put in the queen, East doesn't know. When you put in the 8, East now knows and has to look for a different switch there. So important trick at trick 1, made it harder for East to find the killing defense when they went in the queen there. The final board that I want to highlight here is a bit of an exciting one. This is between Norway and Italy back in the Bermuda Bowl. And here we've got an exciting auction. Here it went 1 spade and North bid 2 clubs. And South now jumped to 3 diamonds, which looks like a splinter, showing singleton diamond and support for clubs. And West here doubled, saying they like diamonds. East now jumped to 5 diamonds. And they went pass, pass, and North tried 6 clubs. Now here, West actually doubled, and I wanted to, I'm not 100% sure on this, but here, usually when you double slams, it's a lightener double where you're asking partner to find an unusual lead because often you have a void. It doesn't look like East-West are using it in this lightener double in this particular spot. So here, what I actually think the double by West is saying, I actually want to sacrifice. I want to bid 6 diamonds, but I'm just checking if you want to defend first. That would be what I suspect this double actually means here. And here, East with just the ace of diamonds and their partner basically saying, I don't have any defense, went on to bid 6 diamonds. Now, 6 diamonds can go for 1,400 if they find the right lead, or 1,100 if they let a spade, as they did here. Spade looked a relatively decent lead, but you collect 1,100, which is a better score for East-West than 6 clubs making. But it's a real question of would 6 clubs actually make on this hand? So first of all, it comes down to what does East lead? Here, if East leads the ace of diamonds, North-South will very easily make slam. They just need to trump 2 of the diamonds in the South hand, and they'll be all good getting 4 club tricks, 2 diamond roughs, 2 hearts, and 4 spades. If East led a club, it would be the same sort of thing. If East leads their singleton spade, it's actually non-trivial to make this. You can make 6 clubs, but it's a bit awkward. But I'm not sure East would lead their singleton spade here, because when you have an ace and you're defending against a slam, leading your singleton's kind of counterintuitive, because the whole point of leading a singleton is you want your partner to get in and then to give you a rough. And if you have the ace, it's unlikely that your partner is going to get in to give you your rough. But if you lead your singleton, more often than not, what you're actually doing is just picking up the suit for declarer. For instance, let's say your partner didn't have the 8 of spades, but North did. You'd just be finessing the 10 of spades, and it would be very easy for them to get 5 spade tricks there. But here, leading the singleton makes it really difficult because North-South, to get 12 tricks, really wants to trump 2 diamonds. And to do that, they can't draw trumps first. And now they're sort of in this you can't do both things. But in the hearts do offer an option for getting 3 tricks, where if you lead the 10 of hearts, the queen, jack of hearts are on the side, and the 8 falls. So I could go 10, jack, king, 8, and now the 9, 7's good enough to finesse. So I'm not sure if there's another line that makes making 6 clubs on a spade lead easier. But I thought this was an interesting play problem, and interesting to decide like what would East potentially lead. But I also wanted to discuss this use of a double, where East-West have clearly sacrificed in 5 diamonds, and North-South are trying to bid a slam. And at this vulnerability, they're trying to work out, is it better to sacrifice? And often you don't want to be doubling a slam just, hey, I think they're going 2 down, 3 down, because that doesn't really happen that often when people are having constructive options to slam. So I thought this was an interesting use of a double, where I think it says, I want to sacrifice, and do you want to actually defend? Because if West just had to sacrifice, sometimes East is looking at 2 defensive tricks, and or 1.5 defensive tricks, and would prefer to actually be defending rather than actually sacrificing there. At the other table here, East actually opened 2 hearts, just a 5-card weak 2 by the looks of it. They are not vulnerable versus vulnerable. There's a growing trend of 5-card preamps when you're not vulnerable. So here, 2 hearts, and it made life a lot more difficult for North-South to find their 6 club slam. And they just got to 3 no trumps here. So here, the 1100 versus the 3 no trumps. Nice pickup here for Norway, who was trailing a bit at this stage. But let's jump in and take a look at results. So here, Norway stormed back home and picked up 46 imps to 12 in the last set. So they were a bit behind with 1 stanza to go, and they ended up winning by 20. Switzerland had a big win over USA too. That first stanza, over 100 imps were traded there. A very swingy set. Yeah, so our finalists are Switzerland versus Norway. They were the top 2 in the qualifying as well. Now, before I jump into all the other results, there is also another World Championship happening at the moment, which is the transnational. So after the qualifying was done, all the other teams could play in any teams they wanted, not bound by country. And they're now up to the semi-final stage of that. So the quarterfinals have just completed of that. English team, Nottenbelt, is in. Slow Horses is in. And then Bar and a really close match between Orca and Amistad. I'll get specific names for you for when that's in the final, but I just wanted to update there. In the women's, the Venice Cup, Israel beat China and Turkey beat Norway. So we've got an Israel versus Turkey Women's World Championship final. In the seniors, we have Denmark beating Poland, and USA 1 just beating USA 2. They had a nice lead. USA 2 picked up 20 in the final set, but not quite enough to jump them. And then in the mix, the Wuhan Cup, USA 2 had a big win over Belgium, and France had a big win over Romania. So USA 2 versus France in the final of the mixed teams. So thanks all for watching, and I'll see you back tomorrow for the start of the final. Bye for now.